it's not possible for waist beads to steal anybody's destiny. If waist beads could actually steal a man's destiny, do you think women will buy it and go and get with one brother day that is earning 50K? No, they'll go and look for somebody that is earning 500 million and collect all his money. I don't believe it's possible. I don't know where the idea came from. It all stems from the demonization of African culture. We see everything as demonic. Cowries was literally a medium of exchange of money. Just like I don't believe that a man can turn into a bird and fly at night, or a woman can turn into a cat. Do you know how much they made us believe these things could actually happen when it's impossible? Okay, so I'm more of a waist beads designer and maker. So yes, that's what I call myself. So I'm not generally a bead maker, because what I specialize in is waist beads. There are people that do other kinds of beads, but no, I focus solely on waist beads.
It keeps trending every 2 months. We'll just wake up in the morning, somebody will say, oh, girls that wear waist bead, they are witches, they are taking your destiny, they are this, they are that. Like, it happens all the time. And I'm like, every time I see it trending in my mind, I'm like, who don't go start this conversation again? Why don't we have other things to focus on? So I'd like you to speak to it from a practitioner, a business owner, somebody who does this business. Again, first of all, how do you deal with, before we even get to that, is it possible from the business that you do? I'm sure you must have heard stories everywhere. Is it possible for waist beads to steal a man's destiny? Because people are forgetting those that sleep with women too. It's not only men that they can steal their destiny. If you sleep with women, sleep with each other, would they steal each other's destinies? So yes, so tell me about it. How is it possible? At least from the business you do, let me know about what your thoughts are.
In fact, it's not possible. I don't believe it's possible. I don't know where the idea came from, honestly. And yeah, it's basically, that's the answer. It's not possible for waist beads to steal anybody's destiny, because imagine that were possible. Imagine a world where a woman would wear waist beads, get with a man, and then she can control him and do whatever with him. Just try to imagine if that was true, or that was possible. Imagine the world we live in. There will be no male presidents. There will be men will not be ruling the world. Basically, patriarchy would have died from the beginning. There will be no men. Men will probably just be these things that we just have around, just to help us to carry our bags or lift heavy things. Women will be the one on top of the world, because we basically have that to control them. It's not possible, and that's why the world is the way it is today. Do you think if waist beads could actually steal a man's destiny, do you think women will buy it and go and get with one brother a day that is earning 50K? No, they'll go and look for somebody that is earning 500 million and collect all his money. It's not possible. That's why it's not it's not. I don't even know why it always gets PR. From time to time, I go on Twitter and it's just one person saying another thing about waist beads. So yeah, it's not.
I like that example you gave, because again, it just speaks to how some people think and how a large number of people in this country and in other parts of Africa think about it. Because again, waist beads are not something that women started wearing 2 years ago, or 10 years ago, or even 20 years ago. It's something that has historical relevance, historical attachment to it. Every tribe has waist beads. It beautifies women. So I don't understand where this whole idea came from, but I'm glad you've been able to explain it, at least succinctly, so that everybody understands.
Yeah.
Okay, so but I'm sure you must have been dealing with social media responses to whenever you have to put out. Imagine someone goes to one of the collections you put out now and begins to say these things. How do you deal with people who feel like what you're selling is a fetish item? They don't even want to hear. They just see it on the woman like, I want to take my destiny. How do you deal with those kind of people?
Okay. I'm even still going to try to expatiate more on the idea itself.
Please go ahead.
Right. So I think it all stems from the demonization of African culture. Basically, we see everything as demonic. It does. So sometimes deep down, I don't want to blame these people, but at the same time, we are in 2024. what? Why are you still thinking this way? It all stems from the demonization. We demonize everything. Cowries was literally a medium of exchange of money. It was our legal tender before, and then it's now you can't put cowries on your hair and people won't look at you and say, what are you doing? Like, she Yemoja or something. Do you understand? Like, everything is, if you wear all white and you move, they would think you are in some sort of cult. Do you understand? There's just so much demonization in African culture, and we take foreign things and embrace it and embrace their identity. We embrace their culture, their names. You see people are no longer bearing names like Ifabumi or anything. Instead they'll prefer to get themselves names like Tracy or or Adele, one foreign name that they do not even literally know the meaning of. You understand? We've taken so much meaning from our own culture and demonized it for no good reason. So when people come to my page, oh god, when they do all those kind of things, most of the time I just block them, because last night I was even on TikTok live, and this particular person was just spewing negative. I just blocked the person, because sometimes when ideology is rooted in someone, it's really difficult to actually change it. And it's not that I can't start going banter with anybody online that I probably would never meet, that I probably would not even convince to buy my waist bead. So at the end of the day, I'm probably not going to get you to pay me for my product. Do you understand? So why do I have to waste that time that I could use to speak to other customers to waste it on you? So the most we try to do is educate people. And if you go on my website, you will see blogs that you can read to learn about the culture, about waist beads, how in Ghana, when a girl is 8 days old, they put waist beads on her just as a symbol, as a tradition, as a symbol of femininity, that just like people pierce their ears and say, okay, this is a girl. Do you understand? In some cultures, the waist bead is a symbol that this is a girl. My mom told me how back then in where she's from, when a woman is getting married, they give her brand new waist beads to take to her husband's house. They were part of the dowry. They were part of the things that she would get. These are things with significant cultural meaning to it that modern day Nigerians are just finding every opportunity to demonize for no good reason. And people, and honestly, I don't even blame people. People are really cashing out on this. I know so many, I've seen so many pages online that sell waist beads, and they say, come, we will give you jazz. But do you think if they had the ability to make somebody, wear waist beads and get all a man, do you think they want to sell that? They would rather just wear the waist beads themselves and going to be collecting money from all the men. Like I said, at the end of the day, you just have to sit down and think about it. If this thing is possible, what would the world look like? This person would not sell it to me for 10k and say, okay, I've given you these beads, it's 10k, give me 10k, you now go and collect 500k from that man. No, they will go by themselves and collect the 500k for the man. Why collect your 10k when they could collect 500k? Do you understand? So I just feel so many people are not really thinking about it, and maybe we need to have this kind of discussions more without people just being enraged. Like I said, because I already see the way people behave online, I just block, because I don't even just have the time. But if people are more open to have these conversations, to talk about it, to slowly unlearn these things we've learned about our own culture being negative, and then embracing foreign gods, embracing foreign culture, embracing foreign identity, maybe we'll get better as a people, and then we just see that, okay, the world is just easier when we understand these things, when we know what the people that we are, we know what we are as a people. So yeah, I think I have covered that.
Oh my God, yes you have. And I agree 100% with a lot of the things you've said. I agree to the T, because these things, it's like you said, people demonize every little thing, and I can only blame Protestantism or Pentecostal Christianity, or even Islam to a certain extent, because when things are working well, there are no demons to cast and bind. But because we are in Nigeria, anything that reminds them of it, they will just identify and say, this is it. Nora, thank you very, very much. I initially wanted to just do this in 20 minutes. But before you go, let's just talk about this quickly as the last thing you talk about. How is this
Okay.
a good enough business for anybody who wants to start to join? I'm saying this now because again, we know how some of this how business in Nigeria can be. So I'd like you to be as honest as possible as someone who is in the game, to just speak to anybody who would see this and would like to start, because this is a section I would also add in the interview. So please just tell them as quickly as possible the reality behind making a
All
living
right.
out of
So,
this
all
business.
right. The reality of life is that, yeah, when you want to do something, you have to think about how, like, what your goal is going into it. When I said selling waist beads, I thought, okay, let me do this, but then I saw it was profitable, and I focused all my energy on it, and I built it into a brand, and I built a website, and I know that this is what I want to do. I am not in this business to eat. What I mean is that I'm not doing this for daily bread. I'm doing this to build something, to build a brand basically. So I'm not doing it because I need to make 500 naira or 100 naira so I can spend the 100 naira tomorrow. That's not what I'm doing it for. So at the end of the day, you have to figure out what you're going into this business for, because if that's what you're doing it for, like, okay, I just want to quickly make small buck and pay my school fees and do this, fine, do it. You probably would make some profits. You probably will not make profits at the end of the day. If that small change is coming out, if that's fine for you, that's fine. But if you're doing this to build a brand, then you have to look at the big picture. You have to look at big picture. When I started, there was less competition, but now there is competition. There is a lot of brands, there's a lot of people doing it, a lot of scammers also online. I don't know, I posted a video on my TikTok just some days ago showing over 50 ways by Nora accounts on TikTok alone that are fake accounts. All of them are fake. Somebody still messaged me on Facebook telling me this person literally almost took her money. What made her catch the person was the person said they were in the US, and she went to my website and saw that, oh, I said I'm Nigerian, and then she was like, oh, you're lying, you're not in the US, this is not Nora, blah, and then she blocked the person. Do you understand? So that was, but not everybody will be able to remember that I have a website and go and check my website to see if they are chatting with the right person. There are a lot of scammers in the business already, and then there's a lot of competition, like real people actually selling. There's a lot of competition. In fact, from like 2021, 2022, I've been dealing with the competition because it was a whole lot for me personally, because these people came and then they started copying all my designs and copying all my brand aesthetic, my everything, and I had to almost rebrand and show myself in a different way online that I used to. It was a lot, but yeah, if anybody wants to do it, they just have to take their time to think. Basically, it's just like starting a business. You have to strategize, you have to be consistent, and God, we have the internet, we have social media. Social media is there for you. With social media, you can basically change your life. I genuinely believe this. Like, with social media, you can change your life. There was a time in 2021, one post blew up on TikTok and over 1,000 people went to my website. It was just crazy. So yeah, there's social media there for you. So I wouldn't discourage anybody to do it, of course, but you have to know what you are going in it for. Are you going there to make daily bread, or you're going to build a brand? If you're building a brand, you have to look at the big picture.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Nora. You've done extremely well. You've given me a lot of more. You've given me more than what I wanted. So thank you very much. I really hope that I am going to do justice to this. I'm going to share with you as soon as it's done. You understand? So you also can share within your platform. But thank you very much. You do really good work, and I can only wish you the very best in the future. Thank you very much, Nora. Enjoy the rest of the evening. All right, yes. Bye.
You're welcome, Abisola. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Bye.
You're welcome. Yes, bye.